Do. So, positional asphyxiation. What's positional asphyxiation? If you've got someone under restraint, maybe bodies on them, there's a chance they're going to asphyxiate, they're going to die, they're going to stop breathing. In the prison service, when you are using force, control and restraint, CNR, control and restraint, yeah, you are taught to be aware of positional asphyxiation and a chance that someone might stop breathing. You know, at times, adrenaline kicks in, you're in a fight, a restraint, bodies on top of people. You know, we've had that, like 12 staff trying to restrain someone and they're chucking you off. Yeah, one comes to mind there. Yeah, positional asphyxiation. So you have to be aware of that. Use of force in the prison service, these are things. Minimum use of force, that's something that gets used. That is what it is. Minimum use of force you should be using. Yeah, force should be necessary. That's another word you should use. And appropriate. Yeah, and justified. So my paperwork, I'm in a restraint with someone. Yeah, my paperwork, I should be able to give it you guys. You know nothing about CNR or prisons or the incident. You should be able to read it, get a picture in your mind, how it led up to it. I know this prisoner, assaultative, carried weapons, bit of knowledge. I lead up to it, the incident, what my role was. You know, I took his left arm, placed it in a lock, fixed triangular rest position, etc. Everything I did, not what anyone else did, what I did. It should be an account. And you know, any de-escalation, I was talking to the prisoner, Smithy, pack it in, you knew him. You justify your use of force. In court, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years later, if you were called and you had no recollection of the event, you should be able to read that paperwork, yeah? And it should make sense, it should make sense to other people. Some of them words will be used with police firearms officers, okay? Police firearms officers. I'm going to tell you about an incident I was involved in, positional asphyxiation. I'm going to talk about a firearms incident I was involved in Sheffield. I'm going to talk about the firearms officers who have downed tools, as it were, in support of their colleague, and I'm going to talk about the incident in the title in that order. So firstly, yeah, we're in a restraint with a lad. Tough lad. 3 of us trying to restrain him. He's getting punches in, ragging us all over. Someone's pressed the alarm bell, more troops arrive. Ended up about 6 or 7 staff trying to restrain him. The initial restraint the lads I were with were switched on, good lads. They knew the job. Maybe a minute and a half into it, yeah, very quickly people realised he had stopped breathing. Boom, hands off, everyone's off. You have to be aware that some prisoners would blag it, yeah? They just blag being unconscious or whatever. However, this lad's not breathing, yeah? So we did CPR, maybe a couple of breaths, yeah? Chest pumps, couple more breaths, chest pumps, bam! He's back in the room and he's fighting again, yeah? Very dangerous. So a firearms incident. What do we want from our firearms incident? Oh, let me stop. What do we want from our firearms officer? I'll tell you what I want, right? I want a public presence, professionalism. You want to know if there's an incident, they're going to be there. There's going to be a response time. They're going to be professional, they're going to do the job. So I'm on a door in Sheffield. Hannaran's, those here from Sheffield. Wine bar, nice little bar, opposite the Hallamshire Hospital. The landlord had some beef with a local Sheffield gangster. I believe he's no longer around, that gangster. I believe he's dead. Anyway, when I say landlord had beef, he just barred him from his bar because of his behaviour. So I'm on the door, worked on my own, meet and greet, yeah? Help him clear the bar at the end of the night. Guy walks up, I knew who he were. He's got his mate with him, big guy, bodybuilder, not big in height, but he was as wide as he was tall. Sticks a gun there, straight in my forehead. Yeah? We're coming in for a drink. I says, okay, something along the lines of £9.30 an hour, you go and get a drink, yeah? So they walks in past me. I followed them in. Adrenaline maybe, or stupidity. I followed them in. Landlord was behind the bar. He looked at me. He's got a gun. I mouthed it. He read what I said. He said to his bar staff, stop serving. He then said to the people at the bar, please leave the bar. He said it in a manner that obviously people understood, because immediately people started leaving. This guy's got a shoulder holster with his gun in. They walked up to the bar and they had words with the landlord. The landlord told me to wait outside. I just opened the door, and like I said, people were leaving in droves, like you would. There was a 999 call. I'll tell you, 12 months previous, the same landlord, he's running a bar in Nottingham. A guy walks in with a crossbow. It's not a joke, this. Guy walks in with a crossbow, puts it on the table. 999 call. Within 5 minutes, they're in the boozer. He got a call back straight away. They're in the boozer. The coppers, they've taken this guy out and taken a crossbow. That's Nottingham. A lot of violence in Nottingham. Knife violence, gun crime and the like. They don't mess about. So we're back to Sheffield. 40 minutes later, the landlord's on the door with me. His bar's empty. No shit, it's empty. He's having an old Holborn roll-up. Offered me a couple of drags. I don't smoke. I had a couple of drags. Yeah, I sat down me, went dizzy. Guy turns up. You see the vehicle, you know who they are. Walks down, he's in all his tactical gear, side firearm, cap. Walks up. I believe you've had a firearms incident. The landlord looks at his watch. You're fucking kidding me. No need to be like that, the copper says. What happened? I told him. Guy comes in, gun to my head. First question to me. Was it a real firearm? Oh dear, was it a real firearm? Me? How the fuck should I know? Yeah? We tells him the story. Bear in mind, when this guy left, the police already got the number, a description and the number of the vehicle. This is 40 minutes after. Anyway, he goes on to tell us, said copper, that unless they knew or had proof that it was a real firearm, wait for it, and they had ammunition, they would be doing nothing. They wouldn't go and seek these guys out. They wouldn't be looking for the car. Landlord told them to jog on, sling it, copper, however you want to say it, basically fuck off and thanks for nothing. Now let's go to London, to these guys. So there's been an incident, lethal force has been used. A lot of the words I used will be used in the police. Obviously appropriate, necessary, etc. So a copper is up on a murder charge. If you're doing that job, like the military, you go into the military, you know, maybe people don't. My mate, who was a squaddy, said he never thought he'd be in a war zone, but he was. There's a quite possible reality that you're going to be in a situation where you have to discharge your firearm, yeah? So, you know, let's be right about that straight away. Hopefully these guys and lasses have the best training, they're professional and they know what they're doing. For me, they need leadership. Not at police headquarters, they need leadership on the ground, yeah? They've got some intel on this guy. I believe they know who he was. He's gone on a bit of a chase or whatever. I don't know enough about that. But the officers now have down tools, as it were. So here's my thought on it, right? There is people now who will commit acts of terror. They have in London. We've had people on bridges with knives, killing people. They commit these acts of terror and criminals carry firearms knowing they're armed police. If we had no armed police, it'd be worse. We only have to look to America. In America, certain people, political aversions, Democrat Party, Democrat mayors have defunded police. Yeah, there's a call for them to defund police, so they have. So, experienced police commissioners, or whatever you call them, have left. They have defunded the police. Crime is rife. It's gone from shoplifting to looting to riots, street robbery, carjackings, a lot. Some cities, and New York's becoming like that, yeah? it's out of control, defunding the police. So over here, no firearms officers, things would escalate. Yeah, quite definitely. So you want them people on the ground. The fact that they are refusing to carry their weapons, you know, I understand them supporting a colleague. I understand the position he's in. I'm not in it, but I wouldn't choose to do that job. Yeah. For me, they need to pick up their firearms and they need to go back to work. That's how you best support him. Yeah. You carry on doing your job. You say, yeah, I'm going to carry this firearm. I'm committed to this job and I'm there to protect the public. That's what you do. So Downing tools, if you don't want the jobs, yeah, move aside. Let's get more people in, professionals. Yeah. Now we've had some firearms officers, haven't we, in the press quite recently. Carrick and the like, narcissists, boys club and that. We don't want none of that. This needs to be a professional outfit. It needs to be run on the ground. It needs well managing and it needs the public support. So let's go to the incident, the actual incident. Like I say, I've not seen any footage. I do know they knew the guy was, they had intel, previous, etc. When it actually comes down to it, you know, the copper who is now on the spot on a murder charge, you know, he has got to put all that information in. You know, were the public at risk? Were his colleagues at risk? You know, what was this offender known for? Was he known for firearms? All this has to be in there, yeah? So that force is justifiable. It'll be interesting to see the way it goes and how the armed officers, you know, whether they're going to continue not carrying or whatever. It's a professional job. You need people out there. For me, you do. You take them off the streets, things will only get worse. Things are out of control now. You know, crime's going up. And the last thought, not related, I think it's Humberside Police. They've got a chief constable, yeah? And he said right now, his police force is neutral. It's there to protect the public. If they are at, for instance, gay pride, they're neutral, yeah? They're there to police the event, not show support. No rainbow flags or t-shirts or makeup or running around, yeah? They behave appropriately and professionally. They're there to police the event and nothing else. They are not supporting an agenda or an event. And last thought again, somebody needs to be asking again why an American diversity company is leading police recruitment in this country. Firstly and foremost, like I keep saying, best people for the job. If that's 6 foot, bald-headed, white Yorkshireman, handsome, good-looking and charming, then that's what we need. Parting shot, as always. Stephen? I've missed him. Just pulled a 72-hour shift. Yeah, retirement, what's that? It's a long way off. By the time I finish this week, guys, I think I'll have done 108 hours. Time for some family time now. A little bit easier this next month and getting into this channel, which I love. Stephen, smile for your fans. Yes, you're a beautiful boy. Thanks for your continued support. God bless you all. Thanks for coming. I'll see you.